Hi friends, I am Kristen, crochet pattern designer and yarn enthusiast. I am so excited today to show you a really fun modification for one of my all-time favorite pattern designs, the Amka Snow Doll. I'll show you right here. So I designed the Amka Snow Doll in the fall of 2021, and then she was released in January 2022. She is probably one of my all-time favorite designs. She was so much fun to create and to come up with. I figured what better time than in this video to kind of share my design thought process behind the Amka Snow Doll. So basically, I love worsted weight amigurumi. I love all of the details and everything that you can make with it. It's incredible. There are so many incredible designs out there. And if you haven't tried it, worsted weight amigurumi is really fun. However, it can be a little tedious at times. And the projects that you can make with it sometimes take a really long time. So I wanted to kind of come up with a little doll pattern that didn't take as much time, that was a little bit more simple. And yeah, so I came up with the Amka Snow Doll, and she's really fun. She's really sweet and simple. You can find the pattern in my shop on Etsy. So she's about 7 inches tall. She's perfect for little hands. The only thing is, in the original pattern, the dress is not removable. So you can make the dress in the pattern, all of that comes with it. However, it is not removable. So about a year or so ago, I had this idea of making a removable dress. Just like this. Look at that. And so now you can make her little dress removable and in all the different colors. So little hands and little kids can use their imaginations and put a little dress on for whatever mood they're in, whatever style they're looking for. It is the same style dress, but I think it's really cute. And the modification for it is completely free. I'm going to show you how to do it in this video. There will also be a blog post on my blog at junebugandjames.com. So you will be able to make the removable dress for her. And yeah, so excited. So I've been working on this for a few months now. We recently moved from Alaska to Florida, which is where we are now. And I'm currently sitting in my very empty, unorganized craft room. But I did not want to wait any longer to get this pattern modification out for you. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, and I'm just gonna film this video, get this modification out for you to make, and even in an empty, unorganized craft room, I'll be able to film every single step that you'll need to take to make this little dress. And yeah, so I hope you follow along. I hope you love it. If you do, I wouldn't mind if you shared it or even just sent me pictures and told me how it worked up for you. I'm always looking for, constructive feedback. And yeah, so in the video, I'm going to show you all of the materials that you'll need. So if you do not have the Amka Snow Doll pattern, you can find the link to the listing in my shop in the description, along with a little discount code just for you. So if you don't have the pattern yet, you can head to the description and find it there, along with that discount code. And yeah, let's get creating. I hope you love it.
Okay, let's get started making your little removable dress for your Amka Snow Doll. Once again, this is just the pattern for the dress. It's not the full pattern, so you will want to get the full pattern before you can actually make the doll. This is only for the little dress tutorial. So as you can see, the top of it is an elastic, so it slides up and down very easily, and it kind of just sits right underneath her arms. And yeah, it's the perfect little fit. So let's talk about the things that you're going to need. First of all, a 5mm crochet hook. Any 5mm crochet hook will do. And then you will need these 2mm hair ties. I got these, I think, from one of our local stores, Walmart or something, and it's about 2mm. It didn't say on the package, but it should be about, I'd say, an inch in diameter. And then you will also need the Bernat velvet yarn. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so you're going to want to grab your yarn and begin with just a basic slip knot, just like I'm showing here. And then you will insert your hook in there. I'm just moving my yarn out of the way a little bit to have just a clear view of everything. So there I have my little ponytail to the side, my slip knot, insert my hook into the slip knot to begin. And to begin the dress, you will chain 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, so there is the starting chain for your dress, and what you will do next is skip that first chain from your hook and insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. All you're doing is going to single crochet all the way down that chain to create your first row of the dress. So I just did 1, that's 2, and then 3. And for the rest of them, I'm going to speed it up just a little bit to finish that row. So when you get to the very last single crochet, you should have 10 single crochet stitches for the very first row. Just remember, this does not end the row right now. We're going to continue and work a couple of single crochet stitches into the ponytail loop, and then that will be the end of your row. So this very first row, overall the stitch count will be 12 stitches. So you'll have the 10 from this part and then the 2 added on from your ponytail holder. Okay, so go ahead and pick that ponytail holder up and insert your hook from front to back into the loop. Pull up a loop and create your very first single crochet stitch. And then just repeat that. Insert your hook from front to back, pull up a loop, and create a second single crochet stitch. So now you have your first complete row finished. It should be 12 single crochet stitches, and do not chain at the end of that row. Okay, so you turn your work to the left, and now you're going to work back down that row for row 2. However, you are going to skip those first 2 single crochet that you made in the ponytail loop. Okay, so skip that first one, second one, and insert your hook into that 10th single crochet along the row. I hope this is making sense. If for some reason you're having trouble, feel free to slow it down, or you need to pause it. So now I am just finishing up row 2 with those 10 single crochet stitches. So row 1, you will have a total of 12 stitches. Row 2, you will have a total of 10 stitches because you skip those first 2 single crochet stitches and worked into the ponytail, if that makes sense. Okay, and then for the rest of the rows, you just repeat these 2 rows all the way around your ponytail holder, and you will see how it makes this really cute dress. Alright, so now we are at the end of row 2. I just chained 1 and then turned my work, and row 3, we will work single crochets into each stitch going all the way across. So I'm on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That 10th one is sometimes a little hard to find, but I just kind of feel with my fingers and insert my hook wherever I can find it there. So you should have 10 single crochet for row 3, and then you'll work your 11th around the ponytail holder, and then once again work your 12th single crochet around the ponytail holder. All right, and then you do not chain. Turn your work. Let me fix my yarn a little bit. And once again, skip those first 2 single crochet stitches that were worked around the ponytail and insert your hook into that next stitch. And then you'll work 10 single crochet down the row once again. Okay, so I'm going to finish up this row with that last 10th single crochet, chain 1, and then turn to continue working. Okay, so we have just completed rows 1, 2, and 3, and you'll just want to continue repeating that 2-row sequence all the way around until you have 32 rows completed. And just to clarify, when I say all the way around, I mean when you work these rows all the way around the ponytail holder, because obviously we are not working in the round today. This dress is completed in rows, so there's that. But as you work around the ponytail holder, it will obviously start to take form as a round dress. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, so I am just going to continue on working on my dress here, and I might skip ahead to the end, but I will continue on working those 2 rows all the way until I have finished my 32nd row, and then I'll show you how to complete it. Alright, we should have made it to your very last row. So I have completed row 31, and now we're going to work the very last one. So this is what your dress should look like. That should be the top around the ponytail holder. The stitches should be pretty secure, and you should be able to pull the ponytail a good little bit. But yeah, now I'm going to work my last 2 single crochet of that row 31 around the ponytail. So there was those last 2, and as you can see, we're already back to the beginning pretty much. And then I'm going to turn and skip my first 2 single crochet, the ones that were worked around the ponytail, and then I will single crochet all the way down to the end. And yeah, so this is the end of row 32. As I think I mentioned before, you should end at the bottom of your dress. You shouldn't be ending at the top by the ponytail. So if you are, maybe you went too far or you didn't do enough rows. So be sure you count each and every row and make sure you have enough and that you have ended at the bottom. For me, I just feel like it makes it easier to close your dress. You're going to want to close with a slip stitch. So also, I just wanted to mention there is not a right or a wrong side to your dress. So whatever's easiest for you to get those last 2 ends slip stitched, whichever way you want to turn it, inside or out. For me, this is the way I turn it, so I just keep it as is, and then I turn like I would be working back up the row and pinch those 2 edges together. And then to join the 2 edges, you're going to work 10 slip stitches all the way up the edge. So sometimes with this yarn, it can be pretty hard to see the stitches. If you are a perfectionist, you might be a little frustrated with it and not getting your hook into the right spot. I kind of just eyeballed it and made sure as long as I was going through both sides of the material and working that slip stitch, I was okay with it. And as long as you are, you know, working about 10 slip stitches up the edge. If you do 1 or 2 extra, I'm sure it wouldn't make that much of a difference. So yeah, that's just kind of how I do it, and I work those slip stitches up. As I get to the top, I kind of work around that that beginning tail, and I don't weave that in yet because at the very end, when I fasten off after completing my slip stitches, I like to tie my two final ends together just to make it extra secure. So that was, I believe, my last, oh wait, one more slip stitch in here to secure it. And then I'm going to get my scissors and fasten off with my yarn. So you can kind of see that seam there. If that bothers you, you could always try fastening off and whip stitching your dress closed. Those seam doesn't really bother me. Plus, when you turn it right side out, you can't really tell too much. So I'm going to go ahead, grab my scissors, and trim that end off to fasten off. And then I'm also going to grab a tapestry needle to weave those ends in. I like using these metal ones because they don't bend or break, and I just really enjoy using them. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out, and then I went ahead and weaved my yarn needle in first, and then I realized I needed to tie those two ends together, so just left the yarn needle there. But I went ahead and tied these two ends together to make it extra secure. I just like to make things extra secure when I'm making little projects like this. So, but yeah, it just helps me feel a little bit better and make sure that it's not going to come undone. So then I like to weave those ends down through my little seam there, through just a few of those little slip stitches. Once again, I feel like this is a process that is pretty particular to each person. You kind of all do it in different ways, and so as long as it's secure, however you'd like to do it is fine with me. Alright, and now that you have weaved in those ends, you just go ahead and trim them and flip your dress inside out. I'm sorry, right side out. There you go. And you have your finished, beautiful little removable Amka Doll dress. That fits perfectly right underneath her arms. And as you can see, the top now stretches because of that ponytail holder. And I'm going to slip it right above her little body and underneath those arms. Kind of stretch it out a little bit. And yeah, isn't it so cute? I was so excited when this worked out. It was one of those things I had the idea in my head. Wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. But I just think it's adorable. And I think it's so much fun that you can switch out the colors. And yeah. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed making one. If you loved this, feel free to share the video and follow along for more tutorial videos.